I usually like to start off my vocal processing chain, after pitch correction, of course, with gating to get rid of any unwanted noise. Now, gate is used to reduce unwanted noise like breaths or headphone bleed in the breaks between vocal phrases. So it's good to do it before the other processing. However, I do find that sometimes after post compression and raising the level, the gate might react to the signal a bit better. So it's a matter of trial and error to see where it's going to work best for you. Now, I'm going to play you this vocal phrase as is now and listen to the headphone bleed between the phrases.
Here tonight, here tonight, here tonight, I am begging you. Maybe once you could just see the little things my way. Is it right if I text it to you every day?
So we hear the guitar through the headphone bleed between the phrases. So let's call up a gate module, and I'm going to drag it over to the first slot. If you've worked with a gate before, the controls will be fairly intuitive to you, but if not, here's a little quick overview. Now, the open threshold value is adjusted by dragging up and down, and when the signal rises above this level, the gate opens and the signal is let through, and when the level is below this, it's gated. So let's just adjust this, and we'll see a little histogram in the background, and we can see the process signal in light gray, meaning the amount that's being gated, and the original signal will be darker.
Here tonight, here tonight, here tonight, I am begging you. Maybe once you could just see the little things my way. Is it right if I text it to you every day?
So it's working pretty well already. And we see that's the original signal, and the light gray here is the process signal. So this is kind of our cutoff line. When it's above here, it's going to get through. When it's below, it's going to get gated. Now, I say gated, but it can also be attenuated based on these settings. This is a ratio control for how much it's going to reduce the signal. And when it's all the way up, it's going to reduce it as much as possible. And this gain reduction meter is going to show negative infinity, meaning it's completely reduced. Versus when this is adjusted more subtly, it'll just be attenuated and some small amount will get through.
Here tonight, here tonight, here tonight, I am begging you.
It's not enough.
Maybe once you could just see the little things my way.
So there we're getting what's called shattering, where the gate's kind of opening and closing very quickly, and we hear it cutting in and out. That's due, in this case, to the ratio not being high enough. But we also have a close threshold, and this determines the level for the gate to close. Now, normally they're at the same point. When it's above here, it's open. When it's below, it's closed. But we can have a separate area. So this area in the middle is kind of like a safe zone where the gating isn't really applied. It's kind of a protected area. And now, when the signal falls below this, it'll close. Now, the attack control determines how long it takes for the transition from the gate closing to opening once it goes above this threshold. And the release control determines how long it takes for the gate to go from open to closed when it falls below the threshold. So they're kind of like attack and release controls that you see in envelopes for amplitude in synthesizers. They control the response of the gate and how it kicks in and how it recovers.
Here tonight, here tonight, here tonight, I am begging you. Maybe once you could just see the little things my way.
So you can see it's breaking up there and it's not being applied very evenly. Let's look at another example. Now here's an example of myself recording a voiceover, and one of the problems I have often when I'm doing these videos is when I type on my QWERTY keyboard on my computer, the pounding of the keys gets picked up by the microphone. So here's an example, and Nectar's bypassed, where I'm speaking and I'm leaving deliberately a lot of space between the phrases and typing on the keyboard so you can hear the problem kind of in a close-up situation. A gate can be used to attenuate undesirable signal content in the breaks between phrases. So you hear the typing on the keyboard in between. Now let me put this on, and I've got this set so it's working pretty well. A gate can be used to attenuate undesirable signal content in the breaks between phrases of a vocal track. Now, it's not perfect in terms of eliminating the typing. I have this up full, And these settings are pretty good, but when the typing comes in, it's kind of fading nicely. Listen to what happens to that typing between the phrases when these are adjusted in opposite directions. A gate can be used to attenuate undesirable signal content in the brakes. So in this case, the attack is too slow when it's up high, and the gate is not opening fast enough once it needs to come back in. So I need this slower. A gate can be used to attenuate undesirable signal content. And in this case, the gate is closing and it's not closing at the right speed. So let's set this faster and it'll be a more natural kind of fade down. A gate can be used to attenuate undesirable signal content in the breaks between phrases of a vocal track. The gate mod, so too slow is no good. And again, I can play with the threshold here, but then it'll let more of the typing through. A gate can be used to attenuate undesirable signal content. So it's often a bit of a compromise, and in this case, I wanted to show you the attack and release characteristics under this unusual microscope. See you for more in the next video.